It is extremely rare for a youngster to commit a significant crime, and much more unusual for that crime to be murder. Consequently, when these cases make the news, they interest readers and remain in the public's mind long after the trials have concluded. As a result of the severity of the murder as a crime, even the motivations of adult murderers can remain a mystery. Finding out why a child committed murder is considerably more challenging. Frequently, a 6 to 8 year range difference exists between the perpetrators and their victims. In certain circumstances, the desires to feel powerful and the curiosity to know how murdering feels plays a role. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at children who have murdered. Yeah, you heard it right. Number 1. Erin Campbell. Alicia McPhail, age 6, was abducted from her bed as she was visiting her father and grandparents on the Scottish Isle of Bute in July. The 16-year-old abducted, raped, and murdered the 3'9" girl, causing catastrophic injuries before disposing of her body on the island forests. A member of the public later spotted Alicia face down and naked at the site. The court heard that she had 117 distinct injuries. Jurors yesterday found Campbell, a resident of the picturesque and sparsely populated island, guilty of her abduction, rape, and murder. Judge Lord Matthews informed the adolescent that he had done some of the wickedest, most diabolical crimes ever heard at Glasgow's High Court. On February 2021, he was convicted guilty of the horrifying crime. Number 2. Danny and Ricky Preddy, 13 and 12, 2000. Teenage brothers Danny and Ricky Preddy were convicted of murdering 10-year-old Damilola Taylor after only a third trial. On November Day in 2000, the young child was walking home from the Peckham Library in southeast London when he sustained a cut to his left thigh from a broken bottle, as captured by CCTV. On the CCTV tape, John Boyega and his sister Grace were among the last people seen with Damilola as they escorted him home. The three became buddies and the Boyegas assisted in his supervision. Damilola rushed to his stairwell where he bled to death in 30 minutes due to the terrible environment. Several hypotheses on the cause of his fatal wound were offered in court by forensic specialists, with the Metropolitan Police accepting that he was attacked and landed onto a broken bottle. The first trial resulted in acquittals because the court deemed the crucial witness, a 14-year-old girl, to be unreliable. The jury at the second trial was unable to reach a verdict on the manslaughter charges. At the conclusion of their third trial, the two brothers, who are now over the age of 18, were sentenced to 8 years in juvenile detention. Ricky was published in 2010, following by Danny the following year. Number 3. Eric Smith, 13, 1993. Eric Smith, age 13, was riding his bicycle through a park in Steuben County, New York, when he collided with Derek Roby, age 4, who was walking alone. Smith lured the youngster into the woods, strangled him, dropped 2 large pebbles on his head, and then sodomized his body with a branch. Eventually, he was convicted of second-degree murder and given the highest punishment authorized for juvenile killers at the time, a minimum of 9 years to life in prison. Since 2001, he has been denied parole 8 times. His next parole hearing was in 2018. In 2005, Smith asserted that his home life was harsh and that the impact on him was comparable to that of bullying. Court psychologists felt that Eric Smith might be totally rehabilitated and released back into society due to his incapacity to exhibit emotion while uttering such phrases. Number 4. Lionel Tate, 12, 1999. Lionel Tate is the youngest American citizen ever convicted to life without parole. Tate was left alone with Tiffany Eunuch, who was being watched by Kathleen Grossett Tate, Tate's mother. Tate told his mother that the small girl was not breathing after 45 minutes of playing with her because he had her in a headlock and banged her head on the table. In actuality, her injuries included a lacerated liver, a fractured skull, a broken rib, and a swollen brain. According to the prosecution, her injuries were consistent with a 3-story fall to the ground. Tate had stepped on the child until she died from her injuries. His life sentence was particularly controversial due to the fact that he was so young when he received it. The prosecution even agreed with Tate's request for a lenient sentence and offered to assist with his appeal. In 2004, the conviction was reversed on the grounds that his mental capacity had not been thoroughly assessed before the trial. The terms of his release were 1 year of house arrest and then 10 years of probation. Since then, he has committed other crimes and is currently doing 10 years in prison. He will be released in 2018. Number 5. Joshua Phillips, 14, 1998. Joshua Phillips allegedly caused 8-year-old Maddie Clifton's eye to bleed while playing with a baseball bat at his Jacksonville, Florida residence. Phillips claimed that he panicked, dreading his father's reaction, and strangled and stabbed the victim 11 times. Then, he concealed her body in a pedestal of his waterbed, where it was discovered a week later by his mother. While the autopsy revealed no evidence of sexual assault, Maddie's naked body was discovered below the waist. Phillips' murder appears to have been motivated by his dread of his abusive father, who would have been enraged if he discovered Maddie injured in their home. Phillips, who had no history of violent behavior, was charged with murder as an adult. He was convicted guilty of first-degree murder and condemned to life in prison without the chance of release. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.